Bad luck is something we all experience from time to time. A missed opportunity, an unfortunate accident, or an unexpected setback. These things happen in life, but when bad luck becomes a constant, when it feels like no matter what you do, everything is going wrong, it might be more than just a coincidence. You wake up feeling off, things break around you, you miss deadlines you were sure you had under control, and people suddenly start acting differently toward you. It's as if an unseen force is working against you, blocking your progress and making everything harder than it should be. At first, you might brush it off as just one of those weeks. Maybe you forgot something important and now you're playing catch up. Maybe you had an argument with a friend and it's left you feeling drained. But then the misfortunes pile up. Your car won't start, your phone glitches in ways it never has before, or you keep seeing the same strange symbols or animals around you. Electronics malfunctioning for no reason, your finances taking unexpected hits, or feeling an unexplained sense of dread. These aren't just minor inconveniences anymore. They start to feel personal. You might even sense that someone, somewhere is watching you, but when you turn around, there's no one there. You begin to notice patterns. Every time you try to take a step forward, something stops you. Plans fall through at the last minute. People cancel on you without warning, or opportunities that seemed promising slip right through your fingers. You start second-guessing yourself, wondering if you did something wrong, if you made a mistake somewhere that led to this endless cycle of setbacks. But deep down, something doesn't feel natural about it. It's not just an unlucky streak, it's a force working against you in a way that defies logic. The strangest part is how the bad luck doesn't just affect one area of your life, it spreads. Your work life starts to suffer, relationships become strained, and even your health takes a hit. You wake up feeling drained, even after a full night's sleep. You try to shake off the feeling, but the exhaustion lingers, and no amount of rest seems to make a difference. You notice more arguments happening around you, as if tension is in the air. Friends or family members who were once supportive start acting distant, or they turn against you for no clear reason. It's as if you've become a magnet for negativity, drawing in problems from every direction. And then there are the dreams. Strange, vivid, sometimes terrifying. You see symbols, faces you don't recognize, or find yourself in places that feel maybe you wake up at the same time every night, feeling a presence in the room, or experiencing an overwhelming sense of fear. Shadows in the corners of your vision, whispers when no one is around, or a heaviness in certain spaces. All of it starts adding up. You try to dismiss it, rationalize it, tell yourself it's just your mind playing tricks on you, but the feeling won't go away. Then you start hearing stories. Someone else had a similar experience. Someone mentions a name or a situation that suddenly makes everything click. You remember an encounter with a person who seemed off, someone whose energy felt heavy, someone who had a reason to resent you. Maybe it was a falling out, maybe it was jealousy, or maybe it was something you never even noticed at the time. But now, looking back, it makes sense. Their energy felt different, their words carried a strange weight, and their presence lingered longer than it should have. And this is where things take a turn, because once you start recognizing that this isn't just bad luck, that there might be something or someone actively working against you, the question becomes, what do you do next? Dreams have always been a mysterious gateway between the conscious and subconscious mind. They can be reflections of our thoughts, fears, and desires, but sometimes they are something more. When you start experiencing nightmares that feel disturbingly real, as if something or someone is reaching out to you through them, it could be a sign that unseen forces are at play. These aren't just ordinary bad dreams. They carry a different weight, a deeper intensity, and a lingering effect that stays with you long after you wake up. At first, they might seem random, strange, fragmented images, unsettling feelings, or a general sense of discomfort, but then patterns start to emerge. The same figures appearing over and over again, the same places that feel eerily familiar yet unrecognizable, and a feeling of being watched, trapped, or even chased. You wake up in a panic, drenched in sweat, your heart racing, The fear doesn't leave you immediately, it lingers, following you into your waking hours, making you question what just happened. Then come the shadows, not just in your dreams, but in real life. You start noticing movements in the corners of your vision, dark shapes that disappear the moment you try to focus on them, a presence in your room when you're alone, a heavy atmosphere that makes it difficult to breathe. You might feel someone standing behind you only to turn around and see nothing. The sensation is so strong that it sends chills down your spine, leaving you with an unshakable feeling that you are not alone. Some nights sleep becomes an impossible task. You lie awake feeling restless, an invisible pressure weighing down on you. The air feels thick, charged with something you can't explain. When you finally do fall asleep, the nightmares return, growing more vivid, more intense. You might feel paralyzed, unable to move or scream as if something is holding you down. Faces appear, sometimes familiar, sometimes completely unknown, but always with an unsettling presence. They stare at you, whisper things you don't understand, or worse, they try to harm you. There are times when you wake up at the exact same hour every night, often between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., the so-called witching hour. You check the clock and it's always the same time. A deep, unshakable fear washes over you, making it nearly impossible to go back to sleep. If you do manage to drift off again, you find yourself back in the nightmare, as if something is waiting for you there. The line between dreams and reality starts to blur, leaving you in a state of confusion and exhaustion. Even your surroundings start to feel different. Places that were once comforting now feel oppressive. A room in your house suddenly has an eerie energy, making you avoid it for no reason. You get chills walking into certain spaces, or feel an unseen presence standing just beyond your line of sight. The energy shift is undeniable. Something has changed, but you can't quite put your finger on what. Animals around you begin acting strangely. Your pets, who were once calm and affectionate, now seem restless, staring at unseen things, barking or growling at nothing. They refuse to enter certain rooms or suddenly become overly protective of you. Birds gather in unusual numbers outside your window, or you frequently see certain animals associated with omens, black cats crossing your path, crows appearing at odd times, or insects like moths and spiders showing up repeatedly in unusual places. You start hearing noises at night, whispers, tapping, footsteps in the hallway when no one else is home. Sometimes it's just a faint murmur. Other times it's clear enough to make your heart pound. Objects might shift slightly, disappear and reappear in places you know you didn't leave them. Something falls off a shelf without explanation. A door creaks open when there's no breeze, or lights flicker even when there's no electrical issue. It's subtle at first, easy to dismiss as your imagination, but the more it happens, the harder it is to ignore. And then there's the overwhelming sense of being watched. Whether you're at home, outside, or even in a crowded place, the feeling never leaves. It's not just paranoia, it's an instinctual reaction, a deep knowing that eyes are on you even if you can't see them. The energy around you shifts, becoming heavier, as if something unseen is pressing down on you. Sometimes you might even catch glimpses of figures in your peripheral vision, only for them to disappear the moment you try to focus. It starts to take a toll on you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Your sleep is restless, your energy is drained, and no matter how much you try to shake off the feeling, it clings to you. Your once peaceful home now feels different, like an invisible presence has made itself known, disrupting your sense of safety. You might tell yourself it's just stress, just a series of coincidences, but deep down you feel it's something more. Energy is everything. It's what fuels your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. When your energy is balanced, you feel strong, motivated, and in control. But when something or someone starts interfering with that energy, the effects can be overwhelming. At first, it's subtle. You wake up feeling a little more tired than usual, even after a full night's sleep. You brush it off, thinking maybe you didn't rest well. but then it happens again and again. No matter how much sleep you get, you still wake up exhausted, as if you've been running a marathon in your dreams. Then comes the heaviness. It settles over you like a thick fog, making even the simplest tasks feel like a struggle. Getting out of bed requires more effort than usual. Conversations feel draining, and you start avoiding social interactions because they take too much out of you. Your body feels sluggish, your thoughts become cloudy, and you find yourself forgetting things that you would normally remember without effort. It's as if your mind is wrapped in a dense, invisible weight, slowing you down in ways you can't explain. Your motivation starts slipping away. Activities you once enjoyed no longer bring the same satisfaction. Hobbies that used to excite you now feel like a chore. Even basic self-care feels exhausting, and you struggle to find the energy to do things that once came naturally. It's not just laziness or burnout, it's something deeper, something that doesn't go away no matter how much rest you get. You feel like you're constantly running on empty with no idea why. Physical symptoms start to appear, unexplained headaches, body aches, and tension settle into your muscles, making you feel like you've been carrying an invisible burden. You might experience sudden dizziness or nausea for no apparent reason. Your appetite changes. Either you're constantly hungry, craving unhealthy foods, or you lose interest in eating altogether. Your sleep patterns become erratic. Either you can't fall asleep no matter how tired you are, or you wake up multiple times throughout the night feeling uneasy. Some nights you wake up gasping for air, as if something was pressing down on your chest. Emotionally, you start feeling disconnected. It's as if there's a barrier between you and the rest of the world. You feel distant from friends and family, unable to fully engage in conversations or express yourself the way you used to. Your emotions fluctuate unpredictably. One moment you feel irritated for no reason, and the next a deep sadness washes over you out of nowhere. It's not just stress or mood swings. It feels like something external is influencing you, something you can't control. People around you start noticing the change. They ask if you're okay, mentioning that you seem different. Some might even say your energy feels off, or that you don't seem like yourself. Maybe they avoid being around you as much, or maybe they start acting distant without explanation. Relationships that were once stable suddenly feel strained, and conflicts arise over the smallest things. The people you trust most may misunderstand you, making you feel isolated, as if you're going through something that no one else can see. Your environment begins to feel different as well. Certain places that once felt comfortable now seem heavy or suffocating. Walking into a particular room might make you feel uneasy, as if you're not alone. The air feels thick, charged with something unseen. You may find yourself avoiding certain areas without even realizing why. Your home, which should be a place of safety and peace, starts to feel less welcoming, as if an invisible presence lingers in the background. Technology around you starts acting strangely. Your phone freezes or glitches in ways it never has before. Lights flicker even when there's no electrical issue. You hear strange static sounds from devices, or notice them turning on or off by themselves. You start losing things more frequently. Objects disappear and reappear in places you're sure you didn't leave them. It feels as if reality itself is shifting in small, unsettling ways. Animals react differently around you. Pets that were once affectionate suddenly seem anxious or distant. They stare at things you can't see, growl at empty spaces, or refuse to enter certain rooms. Birds act unusually around you, or you notice an increase in insects or animals associated with spiritual warnings. These signs, while easy to dismiss, start adding up, making you question if what you're experiencing is really just a string of coincidences. As time goes on, you realize that no matter what you do, you can't seem to shake this feeling of exhaustion and heaviness. You try to rest, to recharge, but nothing helps. The tiredness runs deeper than just physical fatigue. It's an exhaustion of the soul. It feels as if something is actively draining you, pulling your energy away, leaving you weak and vulnerable. And the more you ignore it, the stronger it seems to grow. Relationships are built on trust, understanding, and communication. When those foundations suddenly begin to crack for no clear reason, it can leave you feeling confused and emotionally drained. At first, it might seem like a series of minor misunderstandings, small disagreements that escalate more than they should, conversations that feel slightly off, or moments where you feel distant from the people closest to you. But as time passes, these issues begin to intensify. You find yourself arguing more, feeling unheard, or sensing an unexplainable tension between you and those you care about. It starts subtly. A friend who once confided in you suddenly seems guarded. A family member who was always warm and supported becomes distant or short-tempered. Your partner starts acting differently, more irritable, less affectionate, or disconnected in a way you can't quite put into words. At first, you might assume they're just stressed or going through something personal, but then you realize that it's not just one relationship being affected, it's multiple. One by one, the people in your life start behaving unusually. And no matter what you do, it feels impossible to fix. Conversations become strained. Where there was once easy communication, there are now misunderstandings. People misinterpret your words, take offense at things you never meant to be hurtful, or react in ways that feel disproportionate to the situation. No matter how much you try to clarify, it's as if something is interfering, twisting your words before they even reach the other person. You begin to notice patterns, miscommunications that happen too frequently to be mere coincidence, tension that arises out of nowhere, or a growing sense of isolation that wasn't there before. Jealousy and resentment start appearing in relationships where they never existed. A close friend suddenly seems envious of your success, even when they used to be your biggest supporter. A co-worker you once got along with now seems cold and competitive. People begin assuming the worst about you, questioning your intentions, or accusing you of things you never did. It feels as though someone or something is planting seeds of doubt in their minds, turning them against you without any logical explanation. Then there's the emotional toll it takes on you, the constant tension, the feeling of being misunderstood, and the stress of trying to repair relationships that keep falling apart. It all starts to wear you down. You feel emotionally exhausted, second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're the problem. You replay conversations in your head, analyzing every word, trying to figure out where things went wrong. But deep down, you know this isn't just normal relationship struggles. There's something else at work, something unseen that is creating chaos in your connections. People you trusted begin withdrawing from you. They don't return your calls as often, they take longer to respond to messages, or they cancel plans at the last minute. Some may completely cut you off without explanation, leaving you feeling abandoned and confused. And when you ask what's wrong, their answers are vague or dismissive. You sense that they don't even fully understand why they're pulling away. It's as if something is influencing them, making them see you in a different light. Even your emotions start shifting in strange ways. You feel more irritable than usual, snapping at people over things that wouldn't have bothered you before, or maybe you find yourself feeling sad for no reason, overwhelmed with loneliness even when you're surrounded by people. The energy between you and others feels different, heavier, more strained. You notice that being around certain people drains you, as if their presence carries an unseen weight that leaves you exhausted. The moments of connection that once brought you joy now feel distant, replaced by an underlying tension that refuses to fade. You sense that something is trying to push you into isolation, cutting you off from your support system, making you feel alone even when you're not. You try to reach out to repair the connections, but every attempt seems to backfire. The more you try to bring people closer, the further they seem to slip away. Trust begins to erode, not just in others, but in yourself. You question your own judgment, wondering if you've changed, if you're unknowingly doing something wrong. Doubt creeps in, clouding your mind, making you unsure of who you can rely on. You hesitate before opening up, afraid that your words will be misunderstood, that you'll push people away even more. The once effortless flow of your relationships has turned into a struggle, as if an invisible force is standing between you and the people who matter most. Your home, once a place of warmth and comfort, starts to feel different. You walk into rooms and sense an unshakable heaviness, an energy that wasn't there before. There's a lingering unease, a sense that something is watching, waiting. Even when you're surrounded by loved ones, you feel a strange disconnection, as if you're there but not really present. The energy in the air is thick, making it difficult to relax, to fully enjoy the company of others. And no matter how much you try to explain it, the people around you don't seem to notice. They brush it off as stress, as overthinking. But deep down, you know this isn't just in your head. It's not just bad luck or a series of unfortunate coincidences. It's something deeper, something unseen that has taken root in your relationships, shifting the way people see you, the way they feel around you. And as much as you try to fight it, to fix things, it feels as though something is working against you, creating distance where there was once connection.